Interesting. Why can't I get that up there? So I need that there. Hopefully I'll pop up in a minute. With any luck. You're muted, Andy. I'm not. I won't be now. Hopefully that's better. Now, guys, I just need to know whether you can hear me, see me. If you can tell me in the chat, obviously, Rex. Someone said I'm muted. Sound working now, great. Can you see me? That's better, I can hear you and see you. Is it nice and clear? Hopefully it is. I need to just find one more thing. There we go. That's what I want to do. Make sure stream is healthy. That's all okay. Everything's excellent. Bear with me, guys. Thank you. And can you see? Is that? Oh yeah, it is. Brilliant. Well, thank you. Is that a bit of an echo? Sound is a bit tinny. Yeah, I know it is. Let me try and sort that one out. Is that any better? Is that any better at all? You are quiet and you sound like your head's in a bucket. Now I know. Is that any better? Any better? Any better? Any better? Any better? Let me know, please, and then we'll crack on. No, I don't think I can do it. I'm not sure about. Yep, echo for sure. A little better, mate. Let me just take that sound down a bit more. Is that any better? I'll try and get this right. I haven't done this for ages, absolutely ages, but you're quiet, but you sure have. No, your microphone set as the audio source. It certainly is, dude. Vid is clear, seem like a 30-second delay. Yeah, that's normal. You're receiving messages though. Yeah, cool. Is that sound any better? If you could let me know, that'd be great stuff. Absolutely great. Hello, 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 hello. Can we get by with that? Can we get by with it? Is that any better, any better, any better? I'll carry on talking till you pick it up and someone says yes or no, or can we just get by? Very quiet, Andy. Let me turn it up a bit more. That hopefully will be a bit better now. With any luck. Is that better? I don't know why I'm picking up a bloody echo. It's really weird. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, still quiet. Crikey, why am I still quiet? Bloody hell, man. Turn that source right up. Is that any better? I don't think I've got. Oh, hang on a minute. What if I turn down? Hello? No. I won't be able to hear a thing if I turn that down. Don't. Hello? Hello? Oh, I think it's picking up audio through my computer. God, how do I disconnect that? Ah. Is it still a little bit echoey? If so, microphone access, yeah, done that bit. I just turn that sound down. Hopefully that is a little bit better. Right, it's going through your computer instead of your mic. No, it's actually going from a mic, but it seems to be picking up feedback from a computer. Which it didn't used to do that, to be fair. Let me just have a play a little bit. Let me just put my mic, monitor and output. Oh. And just change everything, monitor off, monitor only. It should be back now though. Desktop audio on my desktop is off. That's off as well. I don't know, guys. I really don't know at the moment. Yeah, it should come back now, McDonald Bullion, with any luck. We'll get there, we'll get there. We're back. Okay, right, okay. I'll just leave it at that for now. Right, said Fred. How's that? Ah. How's that? That might be better. Possibly. Is that any better? I'm trying all sorts of things. Can hear you just about okay now. Okay, I'm trying all sorts of things here. It's quite an experiment. Okay, anyway, let's crack on. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Very quickly, thank you very much for coming in. Who we got in? We've got Benson's Coins, BBA, Robot Toaster. I'm in here apparently. Joker's Wild. Welcome everybody. 365. I don't know if he's back yet. 50p Coin Hunter. Joker's Wild. BBA. Rex, thanks for coming in. Nerd, thank you for coming in. Thank you everybody for joining in. Stacking with Cravens here. Wicked. And Stephen. How you doing, Stephen? I hope you're well, mate. I haven't spoke to you for ages. Anyone else? You're quiet. Rex. McDonald Bullion, thank you, dude. Okay. Brilliant, thank you. Well, this was a bit of a one-off thing, really. I thought I'd take advantage of the good old Mr. Cobra stacker. I've all got to start calling you bro. I noticed Rex said I've got to do an impression of Cobra. I'm not quite sure I can do that. One, I need, yeah, you're right, I need a fake goatee somehow. And two, I need to shave my head off. Two, I need to call everyone bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks for coming in, bro. Yeah, if I take advantage of obviously Cobra not being around and carry on the Friday night theme. And tonight, I thought it'd be really cool if people want to join in, they can. And I thought it'd be really cool that hopefully this will come up on your screen in a minute. If anybody wants to jump on this and just have a chat about anything, we can chat about precious metals, just take questions from anybody, and just have a bit of a chat really. So if you've got Zoom, or if you want to download Zoom and you want to come on, hopefully on the screen now is the Zoom meeting number and a passcode to pop on. And you can just come on and say hi if you want to, which would be absolutely wonderful. Average Geo, how you doing? Silver Punk, thanks for popping in. I think I got something from you today. Thank you very much. I haven't opened it. I'm going to save it for Whiskey Wednesday, if that's okay with you. If you could let me know, that'd be really cool. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Is for people, if they want to come on, you can come on, have a chat, and share some stuff. And yeah, I really want to wish Cobra and his new wife, Mrs. Cobra, all the best. I'm sure they're having a wonderful time wherever they are. Yeah, he's going to be missed for a couple of days, and I will stand in. If it smells funny, Andy, I suggest binning it rather than opening it. What, from Silver Punk? Actually, it didn't smell that. It might do if I leave it till Wednesday. I don't know. So that, yeah, yeah. Well, this is just an effort for me to just fill in that space really until he comes back. But yeah, please, can you let me know if that Zoom meeting and passcode number come up in the chat? Please, if you don't mind. I know there's a bit of a delay. When is the auction starting? There is no auction. Yeah, it's on the screen. Brilliant. So yeah, I'll leave that up there. So if anyone wants to jump on, please do. It's not scary. You can just come on and say hi. You don't have to come on. But it'd be really cool if someone pops on. It's always a nice surprise. I used to do this on a Sunday evening. Link in the chat to join. What? I'll have a look at how to do that, dude. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. Copy link. Copy. Oh, here we go. PPA. Yep. There we go, man. There we go. There's the link. Well done, BBA. Hopefully that will work if anyone wants to jump on. That'd be nice. Save me just talking to myself. So, how you all doing? It doesn't take a minute to download Zoom. It's pretty easy to set up on your phone. But anyway, how you all doing? Interesting week. That's for sure. Anyone want to talk about anything in particular? Just shout out and I'll try my best to talk about that subject. Because I just want it as an open forum thing. Nothing more, nothing less, really. Anything in particular? What's going on? What's your thing? I'm glad. Benson's. Yeah, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying what Stacking into Craven's doing on a Sunday with Sandy. That's looks like that's going to be an exciting thing. It's going to make me redundant, I think. Need to have a chat with you, Andy, at some point, if that's cool. Yeah, definitely, dude. You can. It's not a problem, mate. Not a problem whatsoever. Eurocoin hunt. Yoo-hoo. Who will be first? Yeah, who's going to appear first on my screen? I love it because, like, you don't expect anything and then all of a sudden it just jumps on. Someone jumps in. Which is kind of cool. I really want to get rid of this bloody echo. Do my head in. Because it should just be working through my headphones. audio and which is annoying. Anyway, always love an Andy podcast. Yeah, but I haven't got a script. I haven't got anything to work to today, which is why I was kind of hoping I might get someone jump on, because then we've got something to talk about. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm loving that. I'm loving what's going on there. Oh, I've lost. Hello. I think that's working. Is that? I'm not sure. Can you still hear me? Evening, Andy, and everyone in chat. Just getting the kids to bed, so I won't be in the chat for a bit, but I'm listening in. Cool. Thanks for popping in. I've lost my echo for some reason, but then that makes me think I'm not sure whether it's going out. Benson's coins. Am I going out or not? Can anyone hear me? I can only hear myself, which I would do anyway. Can you just confirm? Can you hear me still? Can you hear me still? Can you? We can hear you, mate. Oh, that's brilliant. Sorry, I thought I was chatting away to myself. Okay, great. So, yeah, brilliant. You. We have a first. We have a first person. Better turn the audio on for chat. Michael, can I hear you? Michael, are you there?
I am there.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
We have
And
a
you?
first. I'll just say to everyone in the chat as well, we can have as many people come on. It doesn't have to be just one person, but quite a few people can come on if you still want to come on. How you doing, mate?
I have an echo. I need to
Just turn.
hang on.
If you turn your volume down.
Yeah. So that should do.
Cool.
Yeah, it's basically like Discord then. We are in the chat and we
We
have
are.
chat.
We are indeed.
Yes. So I will not have video, but audio should be fine.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on? What's going on in your world, mate?
Well, finally summer has arrived. 26 degrees.
Yes, it's a warm day here in the UK.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I am on the continent. I'm
Where
sorry.
where are you at the moment?
Uh, in Hamburg, Germany.
You're in Germany. Cool.
Yeah.
That's kind. So we have our first international person in the chat.
Yes.
Wicked.
Well, there are 15 viewers, so maybe there's one more volunteer.
Well, with any luck, someone else will pop on as well. The more the merrier. Be
Yes.
like a bit of a Friday night down a pub thing.
When did you decide to occupy Cobra's slot?
Well, during the week I was sitting there thinking, what am I going to do with myself on a Friday night? Because I normally sit there and have a cup of tea, or
And
if
spend
I'm not,
money.
and spend money. Yeah. um, so I just thought to myself, I might as well do a live and keep that slot going. Try to entertain people if I can, and yeah, take it from there really. Hi VB, how you doing, dude? Thanks for dropping in, and Glenn Finnan, thank you. Yeah, so that's what I thought I'd do, and just do it as an open format. If people want to come on, they can have a chat about anything. Yeah, just fill that Friday evening slot really until he comes
Yeah.
back.
Besides the great weather, what about the great silver price going up?
It has, yeah. I think it come down a little bit today, didn't it? And yesterday.
Is it?
Uh,
Or
let's have a look. Oh no,
just a few cents, maybe.
yeah, it's steadied out a bit.
General direction is still there.
Yeah, gold's had a bit of a spurt on. I'm just looking at the moment. Silver's had a bit of a spurt on this last week. Um, actually, silver has, yeah, it's up 10-11% over the last week and a half,
Yeah.
which is pretty unheard of. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. Gold's doing gold things, that's for sure. And the interesting one for me has been the rise of platinum all of a sudden. Until today, let me just have a look. Platinum before today had gone up 47% in
Oops.
2 weeks. So I found that interesting, and it dropped off again today.
Hmm.
But it's still up 40%. So that's interesting to know, possibly why that's going on. um,
Yeah, there's no relation to gold. Gold stayed more or less flat. Silver went up. So if silver goes up and platinum goes up, why did gold more or less stay flat?
well, I suppose gold's had a bit of a big run anyway, hasn't it? So whether, I don't know, platinum was a bit of a speculation buy over the last week
Yeah.
for people to maybe make a few quid, because they definitely sold it off today, that's for sure. Um, if I have a look, excuse me for not looking at the screen, everybody. Yeah, it sold off nearly 6% today, so someone's made a few quid out of that. But it was just really interesting that platinum's just seemed to have been a thing.
But platinum has a huge premium if you want to buy it, right? Huge.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't even, it was huge. I asked once and the premium was ridiculous. I think more like 30-40%.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, really interesting. But that was from the 4th of April. It's had a 40 odd percent rise. So you would have made your premium back, that's for sure. If you was lucky enough to time it right. Interesting.
yeah,
So what you been up to, dude? Because I know you're into your coins. For anyone that doesn't know Euro Coin Hunter, well,
Euro coin hunt, please.
Euro Coin Hunt. I do apologise, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spend a lot of your time collecting coins from all over Europe and all over the world, don't you?
Yes. Yes. And if we don't want to leave the topic of silver, the the German coin, which is around here, is so in Germany there's no bullion coins, and we have a 20 euro silver coin which you can get at random banks. And right now, the 20 euro silver coin has a silver value of 17 euros, maybe.
Okay.
Um, but half a year ago it had, I don't know, 13 or 14 euros, right? So the banks or the federal bank, they could still mint it and produce it and sell it with a profit.
Okay.
But now it depends on how much it costs to produce this coin. So they announced the release schedule for this year and next year. But if silver goes up, they will just they will have to scrap it. They will not release the coin anymore.
Well, that's interesting.
Hmm.
But what I found interesting, I didn't know that you don't have, Germany doesn't produce a silver bullion coin.
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you don't own any, so
Yeah, surprised. Someone's asked you a question, dude.
really.
Yeah, what are your favourite types of coins to buy? That's from McDonald Bullion.
The favorite coins to buy under under spot.
That's fair enough.
Um, yeah, I bought it was not under spot maybe, but I got on Tuesday. I got the Lion of England 2 ounce silver for €65.
What does that equate to in pounds?
Less than 60,
Oh,
maybe
right, okay. That's cool.
58, 59. So that made me happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. 2 ounces of silver.
And there's no, I cannot say I like buying gold coins, I like buying silver coins. I'm really hyped when I have a good deal.
Yeah.
So it can be a non-precious metal coin. It can be, yeah, it can be, well, especially coins. So I collect coins by type. Obviously, if you find a new type you've never seen, that's a cool thing.
Oh, wicked. And someone else, Benson's Coins, has asked Euro coins. What is the best Euro coin out there? As I have a few, but know nothing about Euro coins. Well, that's a good question for you.
Well, there are really expensive coins out there, but usually they come in a box and a certificate. So I guess that's what Not Benson has. In circulation, there's unfortunately no buck to be made. So it's not like the Kew Gardens in the UK or something. There is no coin like a Kew Gardens in circulation where you can make a big buck.
So is there, what is the best? So is there a best Euro coin?
No, there are. So
Date
it's
wise,
about
is it?
it's about €2, right? A €2 coin. That's the thing.
Okay.
So, but there are roughly 500 different €2 coins types.
Uh, don't tell Benson Coins that because he loves collecting coins.
So if he says he has a few, oh, he's missing even more.
He's missing a lot more.
Yeah.
I would have.
So
So
good luck.
so there's 500 different types of €2 coins.
Yes.
Gee whiz,
So if
that mate.
you're 2 pound, I don't know, your 2 pounds, maybe 20, 25 different types, something like that. Yeah. And the euros for are more closer to 500 now. Yeah.
That's mad. That is
Well,
absolutely mad.
every country in the in the Eurozone is allowed to issue 2 coins per year, two
Oh,
types. And per year, that's a lot.
oh
So if
right,
there are
okay.
19 countries, well, it didn't start with 19 countries in 2002, but it gets more and more and more.
Yeah, I get that. I was forgetting. There's Euro, as in all the countries in Europe. There's a lot of coins a year, isn't it?
Yeah.
A hell of a lot. Just want to say hello to Papa H. Thank you for coming in, dude. Really appreciate it. So that's mad. That is mad. So what would be if you was
Oh,
drop
I feel. So when I watch what is your segment called when you interview people? What
what
do
my
you call
podcast?
it? When you grill Coin Noob for 2 hours. What is your segment called?
Just do a podcast.
Podcast? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, because I like it. I really liked it because you ask the right questions.
Okay.
So I feel a bit like um,
Under the microscope.
under the microscope now. But Yeah, I like your questions.
Oh, someone, Glenn Finnan, has said he likes the French €2 breast. Is the breast cancer coin?
Yeah, yeah, there
Um,
is
but
one.
have one or two of them.
And there is even a colored version,
Okay.
kind of expensive, bin box and certificate. Yeah, the pink ribbon,
All right.
um, colored version, but it's 200 to 300 euros probably.
Really?
Colored in a box with certificate. It's not, you will not find it in your purse.
Wow. So how many would they make?
French mint, I don't know, 5,000, something like that. Not a lot.
So
Monnaie de Paris.
this is a crazy question for you. How many euros do you reckon there's out in circulation?
Oh, a bloody lot. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, Germany mints per year 30 million. So that's 2 euro coins. I'm just talking 2 euro coins. Um, 30 million, but in the first year, and that applied with all the countries, they minted 1 billion.
Wow.
So 1 billion of, yeah, well, obviously in the first country you mint a lot. It's like when you started your um, decimalization in the first year, you had a
Okay.
bloody loads of coins.
I'm just literally looking at.
Questions.
No, not at questions. I'm trying to get my head while you're talking. I'm trying to get my head around this echo in my headphones, and I'm trying to work out how.
I muted the YouTube stream and I have Zoom open.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how I get rid of it out of my speakers. If I can turn my speaker volume down, that would be very happy. Anyway, while you're doing that, while I'm looking at that, do you? Oh, hang on a minute. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Can everyone in the chat hear me still? Hello? Because I might have sussed it. Because all my echo's gone. Is that echo gone for you, Michael?
I hear you as normal, but I'm in the Zoom. I
Yeah, you
muted
are. Yeah.
YouTube.
Has let me just. Can people hear me still? I'm just going to type something. Can
So far nobody is complaining in chat.
no, they're all chatting amongst themselves. Can people hear me still? Hopefully they can. Hopefully. Secondary Craven CPM. Hi, dude. How you doing? Oh, I've gone quiet, mate. Okay. So that didn't work, unfortunately. With any luck, that the echo and fuzzy sound has gone, but the volume is down now, Andy. Okay, let me try that.
Yeah, at least everybody can hear me. Yeah.
Yeah, the most important thing, I think, for you.
Glenn Finnan, yes.
For sure. Okay, so let's get back to talking about you. If anyone,
This
I
this
will,
is this is a podcast. Okay, yes, go ahead.
I will just say to anyone in the chat, please, if you want to jump on, join in the conversation. Um, it's it'd be really cool to have anybody come on. We can share conversation. That's what it's all about, really. So, getting back to your collecting, have you, other than that silver piece that you very nicely picked up for under, well, you did get it under spot, didn't you? No, you didn't get it under spot.
No, just a
But
bit. just
just a little bit over
yeah.
your 2 ounce piece. Have you managed to get anything else recently?
Yes, yes. So when
Okay.
I go, well, so I'm lucky that I have a um, precious metal shop in town.
Yeah.
Well, more than one, but I like one over the others.
Okay.
Um, there's one in my neighborhood, for example, and he is just buying and melting everything. So all the coins you sell to him goes to melt. That's it.
Okay.
But my favorite shop, he keeps most of his proper coins, so he can judge if he wants to keep a coin, and then he sells the coin on. And I got um, Mexican libertads. Um, so I had all the 1 ounces, but he had the 1/20th ounce, 1/10th ounce, quarter ounce, half ounce. He had all of them,
Okay.
and I got them for spot.
Really?
Yes,
Oh dear. Why are
and
you so,
spot 2 weeks ago.
why are you so lucky?
Well, I go to the coin shop regularly.
Very true.
Yeah,
That's very true. Oh, well, that's cool then, isn't it?
yeah. But hey, it's fractional silver, so I'm not stacking. I like silver coins here and there, especially the fractionals, but I would not get a tube of whatever. I'm not getting a tube of, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm not getting a tube.
Right. That's fair enough, isn't it?
Well, as long as the collection makes you happy.
100%, dude. 100%. So, has anyone else got any questions about Euros? Come
Do
on,
you have
guys,
a
someone
do you have
join.
a drink in the chat? Do you have anything next to you?
Yeah,
No,
we,
what do you have?
I had a cup of tea, but unfortunately that's gone cold now.
Only a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Who are you? So it's not a whiskey podcast.
No, unfortunately, I drink too much whiskey on a Wednesday,
Okay.
but I really enjoy it. I always look forward to Wednesday because obviously I do a whiskey Wednesday, and that's my excuse for the week.
If this goes on too long, you should and this is Cobra Sport, right? You should get served dinner during your stream and then eat dinner like Cobra did or sometimes does.
I've had my dinner, mate,
Okay.
and there's absolutely no way I'd get served it if I hadn't.
Yeah.
My wife wouldn't do that for me. Bless her. So what else has been going on in your life over there in Germany?
Nothing spectacular. I was busy working, um, but now I got some free days coming up, so all good.
Nice.
Yes.
That's very nice indeed.
Yes.
What's Benson got? Well, Benson, have you ever watched Benson Coins?
Doesn't ring a bell. Where is he located?
He's in the UK.
Okay.
he's he's got a YouTube channel, and I'm becoming more and more of a fan. The more, I mean, it's so hard to try and watch loads and loads of people.
Well, on the UK, you have a lot coin tuber or precious metal people.
There is, and it's getting more and more popular, which is great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's, well, for me personally, it seems that Benson's coins has an enormous collection of 50p's, and I don't know what else. It always seems to be his 50p collection. I know he's into his silver. I know he's into his kookaburras. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but he was on Stacker Social. Sandy Millington and Stacker McCraven are doing a bit of a slot on every Sunday, like, similar to this, but through Stacker Social, through a thing called Stage, and they're running like a podcast. And Benson's was on there this weekend, and he was talking about his collections. I found it fascinating to listen to, because obviously you got the Stat Collector talks about 50p's, and Coin Noob talks, Griffey talks about his 50p collection, and I've always been fascinated by them. And then you get someone else come along like Benson's Coins that is putting videos out there of his 50p collections, and I'm seeing stuff that I've never seen before. It's fascinating, I think.
Yeah, but that is, you can, so I put a link to my YouTube channel, but you cannot complain that you don't see coins, because there's one simple change you need to make. You need to pay everything cash. Don't use your card anymore, and you see more coins.
Sorry, you've lost me there, dude.
When you go shopping, don't
Yeah.
use your card. Everything needs to be cash, and you will see more coins.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm with you now. Yeah, because obviously, more coins will be circulating around, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But I personally didn't realise. I think he did a video this week on penguins, colour penguins, and normal silver penguin 50p's. Didn't even know it existed. And that's what I'm finding really fascinating. And so many new people are coming on board now that have been doing different things, and they're starting to show their collections, and it's really drumming up an interest in other things for me too, instead of me getting a bit stagnant on one thing.
Yeah.
Find it
I
fascinating.
I did, was it last week? Last week, right? Yeah, last week. Um, I don't know if did you see when you were in Berlin the €0 banknotes? Did you see them on the fair somewhere?
No.
No. So it's like a souvenir banknote, and it's called a €0 note. That's what I started to pick up last week, just here and there, as a souvenir.
All right.
Yeah,
A
they are they
zero.
are they are printed by the um, printing factory where they do the normal banknotes, but they print €0 banknotes.
Okay.
Yes.
A €0 banknote. So has that got any value?
No. Well, people collect, so people, of course, I bought it. I bought it. I paid between €2 and €4, I think. But does it have a value? Well, I paid a bit for it, so, but I don't want to sell.
It's a strange thing, isn't it? You pay for something that's got no value in a note.
Well, but if you value, if you go to the supermarket and buy your bottle of whiskey, you spend 2 ounces of silver, and when you drink your bottle empty, it's also gone. So,
Can't argue that one, dude.
yeah.
It's definitely right. Apparently, those penguins are called the Falkland Islands penguin. I presume that's a series, a collection.
Hmm.
But I didn't even know that existed. Did you?
I have them. I
You've got
got
them.
them. So yes, I don't know
Okay.
if I got them all. I think they were done by Popjoy Mint. So I don't think they are continued anymore. But I don't know.
Cool. Benson, jump on, dude. Benson's saying that he's got a collection of banknotes as well. South African banknotes are the best. They've
Yeah.
ever seen. Well, A Zimbabwe. It would be nice to see a Zimbabwe banknote. For sure. Not that they're worth any money now.
Well, they have more zeros than my zero banknote.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. Anyone got any more questions for Euro? Just say in the chat. Benson's coins. 2017, 18, 19, 20 and 21. I presume that's the banknotes he's got. Is that the banknotes he's got? I don't know. Or he's talking about his penguins. I don't know. So what else is new, mate?
I cannot. Did you get coins this week then?
I have a package that I haven't opened.
How can you resist not opening a package?
I don't know. I didn't used to be. I didn't used to wait, but now I wait for something just for a bit of
Wait
content.
for what?
Just for a bit of content when I do my.
Oh,
Mr.
you wait
Wednesday.
for the video. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Because I would have an itch opening the parcel because it's like Christmas.
Absolutely. Recently, Benson Coins has got a Zimbabwe banknote, which is interesting. Recently, mate, I've managed to get the 2025 Perth Mint Swan, which was very nice.
Ooh, I'm missing that one, yeah.
The 2025 Perth Mint Emu.
Yep, I got that, yep.
Which is very nice. The Perth Mint Lunar Dragon, which was last year, and the Lunar Dragon, the Lunar Snake in the 1 ounce bars that they do.
Yep.
They've been recent pickups for me. Oh, crikey. And this one, I'm hoping, is the latest African Leopard, 2025 African Leopard, because I'm trying to date one that series, that and the elephant.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Well, the leopards, I think you have a chance of getting them complete. The elephants, well, you can get them complete, but that will be expensive. That
Yes.
The elephant series complete is, yeah.
It's big,
and
isn't it?
Where is the coin minted? Your elephant? I think in Munich.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should just try and pick them up slowly. But obviously, I'm just getting the latest ones that come out. I think the 2025 come out earlier this year, which I picked up. But the leopard has just come out recently, so I've got that to hopefully open. Now I've spoiled it for myself. Thanks, Benson. I just read your message, dude. That'd be really appreciated. Anything else? Had some poker chips sent my way. I'm just trying to be a good boy, mate. As you know, I'm into my Bitcoin and a few other investments as well. And
do you
a lot
consider
of my outlay goes that
whiskey
way.
as an investment?
Sorry, dude?
Do you consider whiskey as an investment?
Oh.
Do you buy 2 bottles and put 1 away?
No. On the odd occasion, I do buy a really nice bottle, like a 15-year or a 16-year, and on the very odd occasion, a 21-year, but they're really, really expensive. And then I put them away. They don't come out. But I know you can pay a lot more. And I know you can invest in barrels, can't you?
Yeah, but you drink it. That's it. Okay.
But I just enjoy the ones that I like at the moment. And as I said, that's normally on a Wednesday. Maybe one other day during the week I might have 1 or 2 while I'm cooking.
Why did you decide to go on YouTube to have a chat for the wider audience and not Discord tonight?
Ooh, um, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I think for me personally, one, I think it's really cool to keep your own channel going and be creative and be consistent and really try and think of things to keep that going so people come to your channel and hopefully consistently. Um, and also, obviously this is Cobra slot really in my eyes, and it's just a way of filling out, hopefully giving some people a space to come to really, more than anything, if they want to. Just while we're waiting for the big man to come back.
Okay.
That
Will
was
you
all.
back? Will the big boy be back next week then?
No, I think the week after.
Okay. Okay.
I believe. I think I've got that right. I'm trying to do the maths in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the week after, dude.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's another 2 weeks before the next
Did
auction.
you? So in Berlin, we went to the Whatnot evening.
Yes,
Did you, the last few weeks, did you go on Whatnot and buy anything?
I did.
You did?
I did, mate. Excuse me. I'm not a great fan of Whatnot. I've been pretty open about that. But for me to understand how things work, um, and see how the process of things work, then I like to try. Now I tried it on Cobra's auction, not auction. I tried it on one of Cobra's nights on Whatnot once, and yeah, thanks Clem Finning. I thought it was 2 weeks. I tried it on Cobra's, and uh, I couldn't pay. I couldn't use my card. My bank would not allow it.
Mm,
I tried 3 different cards, all through the same banking system, um, and my bank would kept refusing to pay it. Didn't
okay.
didn't didn't like it
Yeah.
for some reason. Don't know why, which can be a bit frustrating, but I get it. So I thought, well, that's a bit weird. So I gave up. I didn't bother. But I was on the Stat Collectors. Um, he does something on a Monday night on Whatnot. Excuse me. He does something on a Monday night, and a couple of weeks ago I jumped on there, and I'm always trying to find different things to buy, but have relevance to me. And I thought there's been a lot of talk about sixpences recently, and it just made me think back of when I was a kid and finding a sixpence in the Christmas pudding every year. And so I thought, well, that'd be nice to have an old coin. And anyway, I think I bought 4 of him, 4 sixpences, and some little stands. And I used my card, and it just went through absolutely fine. Really weird. But that's the only time I've used Whatnot. But it was interesting just to see how that process worked,
Yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah.
Just so if people are talking about it, I've got some sort of something to refer to. But that's all I've used it for.
Okay. Okay.
The rest of it just is extremely fast paced for me.
Yeah.
Um, if I compare the two, this is what I like about Cobra's style of auction. You actually got time to do a little bit of
He-
work in the
Well,
background
he
on your
is,
computer.
for him, it's more like a hanging out
Mm.
thing. There were two Whatnot people, like Haven Precious Metals, right? He is he is not as laid back as Cobra, but he is still laid back and takes his time, and he sells more per minute than more per hour than Cobra, I'm sure. But then what was it? Coin Club. They do 50, like your colored penguins, and they have a timer of 10 seconds, and they go one after the other. They do 6 coins per minute.
Really?
Coin Club with a K, and it's that is insane. I got literally dizzy because it's too fast. If you sell 6 items in a minute, it is too fast.
Really?
It's not hanging out thing.
Yeah.
It's selling.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, mate. I just find I really struggle to keep up with the tech when it's that fast, and
Yeah,
I just lose interest. Um, yeah, it's weird, very strange indeed. But I found when I jumped on when um, the Stack Collector was running his, um, that I just found that really easy because he's got a lot of items you can just buy, so you can go into his I don't know what you call it, like his shop, and you can just buy stuff
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So you can actually browse and have a look at stuff like 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 he was out shopping really, or
yeah,
going through any internet website really. Found that really cool.
yeah. Robot Toaster just said the Coin Club lady is on holiday. I guess she earned it because was so fast paced selling. Good for her that she's on holiday.
That's mad to sell that quick.
Sure.
Absolutely mad. But she's on holiday apparently, according to Robot Toaster. Interesting. Come on, is anyone else going to come on? This is for you guys. Don't be scared. It's all cool. No one's going
Ping
to buy it. Not going to
Ping
buy
Bo.
anyone, Michael.
I need to ping Bo then.
You need to what?
I will ping Bo.
Ping Bo. You haven't spoken to Bo for ages.
Yeah,
How's he doing?
I don't know. I will
Don't
ping him. Maybe he comes on.
know. Hopefully. Come on, guys.
Oh, he's offline now.
Jump on. Don't be scared.
Offline.
It's cool. So ask us some questions. Give us some topics to talk about, please. What else, mate? Anything else you want to know?
What
Or
I
talk
want to know,
about?
what the people want to know.
We'll see what they come up with. What do you think of all the? No, I won't go there. I
No
was going to go.
politics.
I was going to go down a politics line, but
No politics.
I don't want to do that.
No. Can of worms.
I don't want to do that. Oh,
But luckily, of course, there's lots of things going on in the world. But hey, we all forgot about Brexit now. There's
yes.
something else happening.
What's that?
Well, wherever you look, but nobody talks about Brexit anymore, at least in
Oh
the
no.
world.
But I've got a great subject for you because in Europe, and you happen to be a resident of Europe,
Well, you too.
well, you know what I mean, under the banner. You're supposed to, under the European Central Bank, I'd
Yes.
like to say, is it still going to bring out its version of a CBDC in October?
What is CBDC? What? Once again?
Central Bank Digital Currency.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, yes, I heard about it, and they are planning to introduce it, but I, I have no idea. No idea.
Oh, right, okay. That was a wasted question then.
That was a wasted question, but it brings me back to the beginning of the conversation. Don't use your credit card too much. Use coins.
Yeah, this is a really interesting thing, this one, though, buddy. Uh, oh, here we go. Someone's just asked a question. It's really interesting that although I'm around precious metals people in the community, obviously Bitcoin and all that side of stuff, everyone's really goes on about cash and the importance of cash. But the majority of people that I talk to, don't use it on a day-to-day basis. And I honestly believe that as much as it makes sense to, as much as it makes sense to use the cash, I just don't think I think it's just going to go, dude. It really is just going to get dwindled
But
out.
if you approach that topic that way, yes, it will go. The more you hang on to your cash, the longer it will take to go. If you say, yeah, it will go and I will stop using it, yes, you fast to speed up the process.
Yeah,
And it
I get that.
depends, and you see it in different countries. Even within the Eurozone, there are countries in, so now I nerd out about coins and the euros again, right? In Finland, the Netherlands, and Belgium, they got rid of the 1 and 2 cent coins already. But only, as far as I know, in these 3 countries. Because, as an example, in the Netherlands, there the percentage using cash is very low. In
Okay.
Germany, which is a neighboring country, the amount of people using cash is a lot higher.
Is that generally or by demographic?
It must be by demographic as well, but I don't know. I don't know. No.
Because the reason why I gauge it in my day to day is that whenever I'm out and about, it's just generally taken. Whenever you're paying for something, people give you the machine. They don't ask you, are you paying by cash or card? It's just they give you the machine. And then on the odd occasion, if I'm paying by cash, like I did today, when we went out for a meal, me and my wife, they went, "Oh, you paying by cash?" That tells me that the general usage of cash is becoming less and less and less. And I think it's just inevitable, dude.
Yes, it is inevitable in whatever the word is. Yes.
Inevitable.
So in 50 years, I agree. In 50 years, there will be little to no cash.
Yeah.
But in 10 years, at least in Germany, there will be cash.
Hopefully.
So,
I
yeah.
hope so.
What was the question we now?
Right, there's a couple of questions now. We've got Glenn Finnan.
Yes.
Says, what do you think of fractional gold bars? The 1 gram, 2.5 grams.
Um, so funny enough, I bought gold this week. A 1/100th of an ounce, so 0.3 gram bar.
Really?
Yes, and I paid spot because it was in the shop. So my answer to this is yes, I like it, but it needs to be on the secondary market because if you buy it straight from the Royal Mint or wherever, third party, Westminster collection, whatever, the premium is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you can get it on the secondary market, love it.
Just run by how big that was again.
A 1/100th of an ounce, so 0.3 grams.
0.3 grams. How big is that?
The question is how flat it is, how
Yeah,
thin it is.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That must be. Is it tiny? Is it
it,
tiny or
it
extremely
is.
wafer thin?
Well, the packaging is huge. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. But,
Amazing.
and this is the ridiculous thing about the gold price, right? It still costs 30 euros.
Okay.
So, well,
Mad. I find gold really interesting because it was probably only, probably last year, everyone was talking about gold. Gold, 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 gold. Gotta buy gold, gotta buy gold. And now it seems to have outpriced, well, it's outpriced me to a degree. It's not something that I definitely would, well, I would seriously think more than twice about buying an ounce. Um, it's become really expensive, which is unbelievable, really, to happen in that short period of time. So, from a 1 gram point of view and 2.5, gram point of view, it's probably for most of us the only affordable way to still collect or stack it, really, which is incredible to
But
think.
yeah, but it's not.
It's
Uh,
not. It's not
now,
what.
now we have to. I have to dissect your vocabulary because when you say stack, if you buy 1 gram bars from the Royal Mint, that's not stacking because that's collecting because the premium is.
Yeah,
You will not make the premium back.
yeah, but I didn't mention the Royal Mint. I was just talking about 1 gram bars.
Yeah, yeah, but if you get it from the secondary market or Cobra or wherever, yeah, it's okay. But yeah,
It's all
yes,
about the money.
of course,
It's all about the money.
of course.
But yeah, I mean, fractional gold bars. If that's the if you like gold and that's what you can afford, they're out there and the market's out providing it for us all. I noticed they do 20th of an ounce now, begin to pop up. Um, so I suppose all these little denominations will start appearing more and more and more with the price where it is for most of us, anyway.
Yesterday I was watching the live stream or the podcast. No, this morning. It was this morning. A bullion now from
Yeah,
Australia, and I think he mentioned that the most used coin is the half ounce now in gold.
re- really.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Doesn't
So
surprise me. It's
yeah.
interesting times. BBA said, I have a question for you, Andy. When you're doing a live stream in a hot air balloon, wow, you won't get me going up in a hot air balloon, dude. I'm scared of heights. I don't mind flying, um, but no, I'd love to experience it, but I just wouldn't feel safe. What about you, Michael?
Why not? Why not?
What, you'd go up in a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Take my camera and then I hope the wind is blowing in the right direction and the pilot knows what he's doing.
Wow. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I don't know. It's probably a lovely experience. My wife has been a few times. She said it's brilliant, but it's just not for me. Don't know. And yet, I would love to do a parachute jump. So that doesn't
No,
even make
oh no,
that
I would
that does,
never.
that doesn't even make sense what I just said, doesn't it? Very strange.
Yes, you are.
Yes, extremely strange. So I'm told quite often. Jack Stacks, what's Jack Stacks? Hi Jack Stacks, how are you? He's put I have to travel 20 miles to get cash out of the bank. They have shut all 5 banks in my town. Yeah, we had 5 or 6 banks in our local town, but they've just announced that they're shutting the third one or fourth one, which will just leave 2, I believe. They're going. It's amazing.
There you are.
Mm, how times are changing. Uh, I use cash when out and about, but I blame internet shopping for people using cards when out. That's a fair point. Someone else has put fractional is how
So,
I'm going. I just wanted to gear your thoughts. Managed to pick up a 1 gram Geiger this week for £83. Well, that's pretty cool.
So the question for Glenfinnan is then,
Mm-hmm.
where did you buy it?
Yeah, where did you get a 1 gram Geiger?
First, like primary market wall mint or secondary eBay? Where did you get it?
Yeah, must have been secondary for that price, surely. 83. But that reinstates what you're saying, doesn't it? If you shop around, which I'm not great at doing because I don't trust a lot of people. Excuse me. But yeah, it's probably the way you do it. Yeah, you're right. The post office does banking for a lot of the banks now in the UK. They do indeed. Oh,
What
Glenfinnan,
not?
what not? Yeah, fair enough.
What not? Yeah.
So is that £83 delivered? Self-Hordian. I love that name. I really struggled to pronounce it the other night on Whiskey Wednesday, but it's a really cool name. Thanks for popping in, dude. And jump on if you want to. It's a
Yeah,
free for all.
so if you can get fractional gold, 1 gram, whatever, and yeah, it's great. It's whatnot or whatever. It's yeah, why not? And if you like the design, even better.
Yeah, it's a bonus that.
So
£83.
you mentioned the leopard, right?
Yeah,
I have a 1 gram leopard.
1 gram.
Yes.
What, silver?
No,
Gold?
gold.
1 gram.
Your same. So in every year they do the 1 ounce silver and the 1 ounce gold, and but they also do tiny things like a 1 gram gold and stuff.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenfinnan. Oh, he bought a few things, or she, I don't know, sorry. And paid £2.70 total postage. So that's a bonus. So you can get good deals on there. I've heard a lot of. What's do you watch Whatnot at all, Michael?
Yeah. If I, it's entertainment for me. Oh,
What
right. I'm not buying.
a lot of
So
people,
if I watch Haven Precious Metals, for example.
yeah, a lot of people have been going on about a spinning wheel thing. What's that all about? Do you know?
Yeah, but I'm not watching them. It's
Okay.
basically a raffle they do, right?
Oh, right, okay.
So
Yeah, I noticed
no,
a few people.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I noticed a few people in a few chats have said, it's a little bit of a gamble and a bit of a rip-off. So
Yes.
it's weird, isn't it? It's weird what people do, but when there's money involved, people will always try and take it off you. Always. Isn't that true, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we maybe, if we stay on the topic of cash, but mix in a tiny bit of politics now?
Okay.
Do you own US dollars from your last holiday or whatever? Do you have still $100 in your pocket somewhere? Nothing.
No, no, I haven't got any US dollars at all.
Okay. The question would be, if you have $100, are you afraid and are you exchanging it now? Do you want to get rid of it?
Good question. I suppose, like anything, you'd want to get the best value for your an exchange rate, wouldn't you?
Do you?
But I wouldn't keep. This is one thing I would say. I wouldn't keep the fiat for too long. I would have to put it into something else.
When you left Berlin or when you were in Berlin, did you
Yeah,
use cash? And if you took the euros home, what did you do with them?
I held on to them for quite a while, actually. To be fair, and then I chopped them in at the post office and probably lost a few quid. To be fair, which is dumb. Um, but then I didn't hardly buy anything in Berlin. I think all I bought was a coloured emu while I was over there.
And the sausage in the evening.
Didn't even buy the sausage.
Oh,
No, I didn't eat too much actually this time around. But then again, I was only over there for 2 nights, was it?
Mm.
Yeah, 2 nights
Okay.
this
So
time.
you, so you, yes, you spent a little cash. You brought cash, but you exchanged it already. Okay.
Yeah, when I got back.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I get what you mean.
So you
So,
have no holiday coin jar in your kitchen.
yes, we
You
have
do.
we have euros and cents in a jar, in a bag
Okay.
actually somewhere.
Okay. Mm.
That those sort of things, but obviously the notes. Um, yeah, I changed. I think I took £600 maybe,
Mm.
and yeah, in euros, spent 80
Yeah.
and change, and brought the rest back.
Yeah. Okay.
Very conservative for me,
Very
has
good.
to be said. Not
Very good.
like the year before.
Well,
Spent way too much the year before.
well, I'm. It. I spent more the year before. I spent less this year, but yeah, it was still a great thing. So
It is indeed just going through. I thought more of you. Just go. Anyone else want to jump on? Is it? Come on, guys. Don't be scared. Jump on. Jump on. Have a conversation. If not, give us some stuff to talk about from the chat. Otherwise, me and Michael would just go wherever with it.
do you have more inquisitive questions for me?
about you.
Yeah.
Um,
Stay on the if you stay on the coin topics.
okay, I've got a good question for you. Do you ever think you'll leave Germany?
Well, I left Germany. I
As
was for
in,
12 years in the Netherlands,
oh, okay.
and now I returned. Yeah. Hence, I know the cash behavior in the Netherlands a bit better. Yeah,
Oh, that's great. We're going to get a visitor in a minute.
very,
Excellent.
very
Thank you,
good.
sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There was a restaurant in the Netherlands, and they had in restaurants, surprise, surprise, in most of them at least, you pay when you leave, and they had a sign up only electronic payments,
Okay.
um, which led to the problem that when people leave and they only have cash, they are forced to accept cash because otherwise, what can you do?
There's not a lot you can do, is there?
And they took down. It took a few weeks, and they took down the sign again.
All right, hang on. I've just got to put the link in the. Let me put copy link. Put that back in there again. Paste. There we go. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I've got to thank BBA for that. It's a very quick and easy way. Yeah, it's interesting, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, if you've only got cash and you have something to eat and or buy something, well, mainly have something to eat because you've consumed it
It's
on the
like
spot.
it's like your fellow Englishman who wants to pay with silver coins after he refuels his car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I wish
yes.
I wish. I say I wish in a weird way. I wish there was a facility for people to exchange silver, gold, um, for products and services. More.
Hello?
Be cool. Hello, mate. Are you alright?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much for popping on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, Euro. Can you hear as well?
Yes, perfect.
Is it robot Robert?
Yeah,
Tony?
yeah.
Is it Robert?
Hmm?
Is it Robert? Or can we call you Toaster?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, thanks for
Rob.
popping on, mate.
I call
Yeah,
him
that's
Rob.
fine.
You're going to call him what, Michael?
Rob.
Rob. That's a good idea. Rob. Shorten it up a little bit. Yeah, thanks for coming on, mate. It's really appreciated. So, I've seen you a lot in the chat, matey. I've seen you around in Discord. I've obviously seen you on Cobra Stacker's chat in the auctions. So, it's lovely to be able to actually speak to you, which is really cool. What brings you to... you're obviously into precious metals, I presume.
A little bit, maybe.
A little bit, maybe. Should we not talk about precious metals then? Should we talk about something? You can. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to bring up? Anything?
No, you're putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But we can break this. It just breaks the ice a little bit, really.
What kind of coins do you collect?
Yeah.
50p's,
There you go.
Britannias. What do you do?
Right. Yeah, I do have a collection of 50p's, £2 coins. That sort of started up as a... Well, seems like everyone seems to end up collecting 50p's if you're into coins somehow. It just ends up as a default thing. Mostly, I think, anything under spot, again, or anything I can get for near spot, often, really. I'm not that picky, but anything I find interesting, anything that I can get cheap. As far as silver goes, anyway.
It's probably a sensible thing to do, isn't it? Have you been doing it long, Rob?
Ooh, on and off. Yeah, I mean, I was doing it back in 2010, 2011.
Okay.
After things went south in 2011, I sort of lost interest, and
Yeah.
sort of something that pops up every so often. Been out of the loop for quite a while.
Yeah. And was you interested in, because I know a few guys collect just silver as a rule, silver spoons and silver this and silver that. Is that sort of thing you sort of catches your eye when you're out and about? Or has it got to be coinage?
I haven't bought much on that. I did buy a few spoons, but try to avoid it. It's hard to store.
Yeah.
You know, a coin's a lot easier to store than a big silver teapot or whatever.
Yeah, they are. Do you, Michael, do you collect anything like that? Other things that are made of silver?
No,
No,
not
just
even
coins.
not even bars. My even coins. I reject bars, and if there's a square coin, I would also reject it. Coin needs to be round, in my eyes.
That's fair enough.
So if you can see a bar for sale and it's under spot, you still won't buy it.
No,
Good question.
I wouldn't.
You've got more self-control than me.
Well, if you say half price, yes, I would buy it. But 5%, no, I wouldn't.
Makes sense.
And that's just purely aesthetic thing, Michael.
Well, I have enough stuff here. I don't want to start bars. No.
Well, I've got a really good question for both of you. What would you like to collect that has caught your eye but you've never started that collection? Is there anything?
Hot air balloons.
That's fair enough. Good question. Hot air balloons for Michael. What about you, Rob?
As far as trying to stay to coinage, I find the English Civil War to be a fascinating period of history, and I would, if I had the money, I'd love to get a collection of Oliver Cromwell English Commonwealth coinage, but anything from that period is very, very expensive, more expensive than stuff that came before or after, simply because they tried to get rid of as much of the coinage from then as possible, because they didn't want records about Charlie losing his head.
Oh, right. Okay. This is what I love about people coming on. I get educated. So is there not a lot of those coins around?
No, they, well, I mean, apart from being the 1600s, so it's really old, but it was a very, very short period of history, and they tried to get rid of quite a few. So there's not that many.
And anything outside of coinage? Like hot air balloons? Mine's got to be... Oh, if I had the space, I'd love to collect unusual whiskey bottles, but again...
Full or empty?
Exactly, yeah. It'd have to be full up. But again, they take up too much room, doesn't it? It's having the space for all this stuff. And also, I love old cameras, or different types of cameras. A bit of
Cameras?
A sucker. Yeah, a bit of a sucker for that.
I've got a small collection of cameras, so
Yeah,
myself. There's an interesting subject. Very. It's very. It's a bit more difficult in a lot of ways to collect cameras, because you have to worry about condition and mechanical condition. There's a lot that can go wrong. Whereas a silver coin, you can, if something's wrong with it, generally, as long as it's not fake, you can see if there's scratches or something. The camera, you don't know if the shutter timing's working right, if there's some holes in the silk shutters that are 100 years old. It's a lot more difficult, and it's quite easy to get burned.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, Coin Noob's just asked, you might know this, Rob. Did Cromwell get rid of the royal family and melt down the crown jewels?
Well, he didn't get rid of them completely because of what happened, because Charles II came in and Black Charlie and decided to repay the favour, didn't he? Eventually.
I have no idea.
The Black Prince, Charles II, decided to come along and came back via Ireland, I think, and no, not via Ireland in the end, but he did come along and return the favour to Cromwell, cut off his head, and it's put it on a spike outside Parliament. I think it's still there.
Brutal.
Coin Noob got mentioned in the Bullion Now stream this morning again.
Oh yes, I noticed he posted something. What were they talking about? The Comsco Mint and the Today Mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I presume Coin Noob had educated them the difference, which I was surprised that they didn't know, to be fair. I'm really surprised. Is that right, Coin Noob? Was it you?
Coin Noob should come on.
Yeah, he'll jump on. He likes his history as well. Let me just drop another invite link. I'll keep.
Griffey, if you don't come on, you are gone.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, Rob, that I didn't know that. Again, something else. This is what I love about meeting new people and talking to people. You get those little bits of cherry that you can, oh yeah, I'll try and find out a little bit more about that. So obviously that era is pretty difficult to get any type of coinage.
Yeah, pretty difficult, especially from the Cromwell parliamentarian side. The Charles I, Charles II side's easier.
And I presume most of the coinage in that era solid silver, or were they using other things?
Yeah, a lot of it was solid silver, solid gold.
Really? And if we're talking about the 1600s?
Yeah, I think think I'm not sure whether pennies had switched to copper at that point or not, but
Okay.
because I know that was around when they switched from hammered coinage to milled coinage.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know anything. I feel so. Yeah, it's cool. Really cool. So, is there any other type of coins that you're sort of really interested in, Rob? Do you do bullion?
Bullion? Yeah, I like bullion, mostly silver just because of the price.
Yeah.
So
Pre-decimal as well, easy to stack.
would you get a tube, or do you do a date run of Britannia? So what do you do?
It's a bit all over the place, whatever I can pick up at a decent price, but at the same time doing that, I find you end up finding some really interesting pieces. I mean,
Yeah.
different pieces from whatnot. I've slight
Do you have a
addiction.
coin shop in your area, or is all the buying you do online?
There's no coin shops in my city. There are some in a couple of cities nearby. I have to pay them a visit. I've been meaning to for months. I only found out about one. Well, I saw the owner at a local auction well after I'd outbid him, so I may not be that welcome there, but no, I'm sure he seemed like a nice guy. It just was an odd way to meet the local coin shop owner, shall we say.
It doesn't need to be coin shops. I remember that Ferrari, who is somewhere in the southwest of England,
It was.
he
Yeah.
has a jewelers in his town, and jewelers buys silver, and he picks up silver coins from the jewelers.
Yeah, I found that you can find decent prices in antique shops, fairs especially. One place I found is actually the coin dealers. Often, you look in the back of their folders, you'll find the weirder, unusual coins that people aren't normally collecting. They've had them for a while. They priced them when silver was cheaper, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's how I think I'm recently on the pickups channel showed some Barbados 50% crowns that I picked up, and I got those for slightly under spot. And along with that, I got what was it? It was a German. I've got it here right in front of me. Actually, now I'm talking about it.
Yeah, the German is right in front of you.
No, yeah, it was.
Brilliant.
Nope. No. Getting my European countries confused. It was Austrian. 100 shilling coin from 1975.
Very cool. You and G, when did they go to the Euro?
2002.
So pre that, it was still the mark, was it, in Germany?
Yes.
Okay. And you had, was it shillings in Austria?
Yes.
Okay. So is there many of those older currencies hanging around?
Depends. So when you do world coin hunts, you will, as far as I know, out of all the Eurozone countries, you can only return coins still for Germany, Austria, and Ireland. So you will not find these coins normally because you can exchange them. You will find, nevertheless, an abundance of French, Italian, or whatever coins because they became worthless.
Fair enough. makes sense. Do you look outside the UK, Rob, for coinage, or?
Do you mean actually buy from other countries, or
Yeah, sorry, like other countries' historic
buy?
coins.
Oh, do you mean like buying the coins of other countries, or buying from people in other countries?
No, buying coins of other countries.
Right. Well, just yeah. I mean, if I can, I find it interesting because you can pick them up cheap. Austrian coins. The others were Barbados. All from all over the country, different, all over the world, different coins, and
And they
especially if they're
don't
not.
need to be silver.
Usually I go for silver, unless they're
Okay.
very, very interesting or something. But especially if they're not actually in using Arabic or Latin letters. If it's in a different alphabet, often the people can't. Often they go on.
Then you like them more.
Well, they're usually bigger bargains, partly. So, but yes, I find it interesting when you see some very odd coins in different alphabets. Arabic coins often have completely different date system using, despite calling it Arabic numerals, the Eastern Arabic numerals are quite different. So
It's another world to me, this, but it's kind of an exciting world to explore, which is why I can't thank you enough for coming on, really, because it's making me think, what else I can start looking at and keeping that enthusiasm, and because I suppose like there's a lot of history behind all that stuff as well.
huge amount of history in coins. That's one of the things I do love about it. I have been trying to get into more of the numismatic side, and just because it is fascinating, some of the history you find behind different coinage.
For sure. And did I hear you rightly that you bought something on was it an online auction?
Whatnot, I use Whatnot a lot, eBay sometimes.
Okay. Have either used to use like proper, like what I say, proper coin auctions, run
In
by
person.
auction houses or something?
I wouldn't go to a specialist coin auction. Partly because I just expect the prices to be, well, normal prices. That I buy. Yeah, I have bought from normal auctions, either through some of the bigger. A lot of the auction houses, the professional ones, have online bidding now where you can live stream it. It's a bit like Whatnot. I think it's probably where they nicked the idea from. That can be decent prices if you don't mind buying bigger lots. Smaller offline auctions, local ones, can be good depending on who's there. Sometimes you'll get. Sometimes you'll have competing coin people or competing coin shops, dealers that don't like each other, and they'll start deliberately bidding each other up just out of spite for more than things are worth.
Yeah.
So you have to watch out. You're not trying to bid against people that are already bidding things way beyond what they're worth just out of spite. But at the same time, you can pick up big lots of wild coins. You go through those. Usually they've been sorted to remove all the easy pre-decimal coins, but at the same time you look through properly, you'll find lots of foreign wild coinage in silver from different places.
Interesting. I've always got really nervous. In Berlin, for argument's sake, do you know you've got all those stalls around, Michael, with lots of people selling all sorts of coins and bits and pieces. Yeah. And I see lots of people like going through all the albums and looking for bits and pieces. And I sit there and think, I could buy anything, I wouldn't even know what I'm buying. So, I need to educate myself a little bit more and get into some different types of things to keep my interest going.
But you don't need to. So yes, if you go through types, but maybe if you go through a bucket, maybe you, I don't know, start to buy coins with animals on them, or hot air balloons, or whatever you fancies your boat.
Hot air balloons.
I'm sure there are coins with hot air balloons on it. So if you go through a bucket of silver coins, there will be topics that is closer to your heart than others. So
I must admit, the big appeal for my sixpences. This is interesting how you brought that up, because it just made me think that I did actually sit there and think I would like to try and collect as many different coins of my birthday.
Yeah.
That are out there, and my wife's birthday, because they're right next door to each other.
But coins from the 1800s are really expensive.
See you later, Michael. That was really hilarious. Thank you. So yes, I must admit that's something I could do. Is just actually look for stuff with my date on it. I suppose that's a really good idea.
Even within sixpences, you'll have different countries that were all parts of the colonies. You've got South Africa, Australia.
Now you made it complicated. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. But what a great thing to do. Have one.
Some of the smaller islands.
I didn't even know that existed. So throughout the historical colonies and the Commonwealth.
British East Africa, British West Africa.
Okay.
Well, not much of the world that either England, Spain, Portugal didn't colonise at some point.
That's very true. So they would have done their own sixpences, would they?
Each country had their own sixpences or something equivalent, like India had rupees and annas.
Andy, have you ever been on Jersey, Guernsey, or Isle of Man?
Been to Jersey. Not been to Guernsey, and I haven't been to the Isle of Man. Although I'd love to go and see the TT race one year. Why is that?
That would be an ideal combination for me, right? Visit a new country and collect coins.
That's true.
And as within, so of course you mentioned your colonies, but in the modern era, you still have your, what do you call it, crown dependencies? What do you call it? Well, you could go to Jersey and Guernsey, and
Yeah, that's true. So Rob, do you know if did Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland have their own version of a sixpence, or is that being stupid from my point of view?
As far as I know, they had the same coinage as we do. Ireland did have a different sixpence, though.
Okay.
It was the same size, and the metal. I'm not sure. I don't think it was ever silver, the Irish sixpence.
That's interesting.
The larger ones was.
That's interesting. Rob's, I don't know if you've seen it, but Cell for Hordian asked you, he said, Robert Toster, can you send me some books, or maybe names of books you think I should read to get better knowledge of UK coins and the history behind them?
Yeah, I'd love to say, give you a list and say that, pretend that this is how I've learnt everything, that just reading big books and such, but most of what I know comes from looking at coins, looking them up on your Mister, which is an absolutely brilliant resource to try and find anything, and just diving in, making mistakes at times, but I'm not a book learner. I've never been a great learner by reading through books cover to cover, so I just dive in, look things up as I'm going along, and muddle my way through.
Yeah, That'd be music to Michael's ears, new mister.
Yes,
Absolutely
I
brilliant
like
resource.
I like Numista.
I take it it's like a Bible for coins.
Yeah,
I
something like that.
wouldn't. Well, it's a database,
Yeah,
but unlike the Bible, you are the user. You can modify it.
yep. You can just, if you find a coin that's not on it, which happens to me a few times, and especially with bullion coins where they mostly focus on numismatic coins, you can just take a photo of it, add it to the database yourself.
Wicked. It amazes
I
me.
added Cobra's medal round recently to the database just to make sure the database was complete.
Oh really?
Yep.
So you can put Cobras
Yep. Hang on.
or anyone's. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
It's they'll accept. I don't want to say anything, but they consider it what they call exonumia. Something that's kind of related to coins in some way is all it means. And they'll accept any sort of round bit of metal as a medal. Yeah, any round bit of metal as a medal, really. If it's not, it's either a token. If it's designed for exchange, it's a token. So if it's got a value on it, or it's like not a coin but minted as a bullion round, it's considered a token. But if it's just designed for display, then it's a medal. We normally think of medals as being like war medals, but historically that wasn't the case, and it's anything that's round and just for display is a medal.
Every day is an education. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm just going to read.
I
Sorry,
just
go on,
put
Michael.
the word hot air balloon in Numista. And yes, there are coins with hot air balloons on it.
It's really useful for that.
Like the Christmas 50p Gibraltar 1994.
Really?
Or the Uganda New Shilling from 1999.
Wow. I get it now, guys. You can save a lot of time, can't you? That's for sure. So I just want to read out a couple of things. Glenn Finnan, hopefully I got that name right. Buying a job lot of world coins got me into Swiss Pre 67 0.33 AG coins, and he's got a spreadsheet with all the mintages on. And I presume he's from Scotland because he's put Scotland had its own shilling. And we had our own coinage until the Union of the Crowns, whatever that means, and whatever that was.
Yeah, that was a few hundred years ago, I believe.
Who is we? Where's Glenn Finnan from?
I presume he's from Scotland.
Okay. Ah, yeah, Scotland. Yeah.
It's Glenn Finnan. It's got Scottish, and he's talking about we, so I presume. That's interesting. Really interesting, actually.
The Union of the Crowns occurred in 1603, so yeah, it was a few years ago.
Wow. So they did have their own coinage. Fascinating chaps. I hope everyone in the chat is finding this interesting, because I am, that's for sure. That's all that matters, really.
To answer Nerd in the chat, if they're physical coins, you can add them. Whether they'll be considered a token or a fictional coin, as they're sometimes called, I don't know. But if it's a physical coin or coin-shaped object, you can add it to Numista.
Wow. I didn't know that at all. Dave said I've got a sixpence that I thought was a threepence, but it's really a shilling.
That does happen with how the old coinage didn't have the values on. You were just supposed to know know it's what it was from the size.
Oh really?
That's
So when crikey.
that's how you end up with a lot of the problems TSC talks about, with the double florins being mistaken for crowns and sixpences being gold plated and ended up looking like sovereigns.
Got it. Well, that makes sense.
Expected everyone to it's obvious that they were designed by people that were upper class and didn't have to dow with money quickly, shall we say. They thought, oh, would make it look nice, but they never thought about the practicalities of things.
Okay. So, you'll probably be able to educate me. So when the sixpence was around, I presume that shillings were around fourpence? Was it threepence, fourpence?
Both, yeah, groats, I believe they were called, were fourpence.
Groat?
Yeah.
Okay. What else was around?
You had
Penny, obviously.
pennies, obviously. They were originally silver, and then they became bigger copper objects.
Oh, I didn't know that either. So pennies used to be silver?
Yep,
Okay.
and less than a penny you have a farthing. And the first farthing just is an old English meaning for thing, or fourth of a thing. And the first farthings were literally just pennies that were someone took a cutter to and cut into quarters. Because they actually had markings on them. They had markings across on them you could cut along. So a first farthing was literally just a corner of a coin.
Wow.
But eventually when switched to farthings to pennies and farthings, they made minted farthings quite early in silver, and then eventually they minted both copper, pennies, half pennies and farthings in copper.
So how far does the copper penny go back then?
Now there's a question.
And you should use the mister.
Yes.
I've got so much open on my computer, mate. I'm scared to shut anything off.
Let's see, catalogue.
Is there anything for your podcast? Do you have an expert for this kind of coinage? You should invite one of that expert, if you know any, for that kind of coinage. And they can educate you and me about the English old coinage. That would be an amazing.
Well, it sounds like we're getting it, aren't we? Sounds like Rob knows quite a bit. I would class that as a pretty good expert.
I'm just learning as I go.
It'd be interesting to know how old that penny was, or that transition period between silver and copper, I presume. Did it go? Was it pure copper?
Yeah.
They used. Interesting.
Let's look
Really interesting.
just
Yeah, you're right.
standard circulation coinage. One of the problems with New Mister is things like emergency coinage and such can end up getting in the way.
So, is there any rare or...
I will just answer your question. 1717, according to New Mister, was the first halfpenny in copper.
1717.
Was the first halfpenny in copper.
Wow.
one penny was 1797. George III in copper. At least if I set my new Mr. search up correctly.
Okay, someone's just asked, was the cartwheel penny not the first copper?
The first full penny, yes, it was a George III cartwheel. Yeah.
And why was it called a cartwheel? Did it look like a cartwheel or something?
Yeah, it was massive.
Oh, right, okay. Everyone's doing their history. What have you done, Rob?
Oh dear, yeah.
You've created a big history lesson.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, don't say sorry, dude. I love it. It's really interesting. It's interesting. It's.
Didn't intend to take everyone back to school, honest.
Yeah, that's cool. It's all people are putting dates and bits and pieces. That's really cool because it makes you think. And I've spoken to Michael quite a few times, and you always reference you missed it, don't you, Michael? It's on mute. Oh, he's back.
I am.
Yeah, you always reference you missed that, and I need to look at it more and understand how it works. But judging by what you guys are saying, it can be very useful for just looking up. Even that, I can't believe you just typed in hot air balloon.
Yeah, you can type in how they actually the database. When you register a new coin, you have to. Part of the process is you have to describe what's on the coin. So if there's a hot air balloon on the coin, you have to type in hot air balloon. So then, anyone that then searches the database looking for a hot air balloon coin types in hot air balloon, and it will find hot air balloon coins.
Wow. I wonder what the craziest thing you could type in would be. What do you think wouldn't be on a coin? That'd be interesting. Bob, can I just say that Self-Off audience just said, Robert, I really am enjoying your information. So that's nice, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. Do you drink, Robert? Or Rob,
No.
sorry.
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't drink alcohol, so we can't
No,
talk
well,
about...
very rarely. Very rarely. I've had my dad had issues of alcohol dependence, so.
Fair play, mate, fair play. Enough said there. Go on then, what's your favourite food? If you was going to get a takeaway, what would it be? What's your first choice?
I'm simple with food. Give me a bacon butty, I'm happy.
Bacon butty. That's fair enough. And I presume, Michael, yours would be a German sausage.
No.
No.
And you no, because you should know what my favorite thing is, and I have a €5 silver coin about it. Oh no, it's not a silver coin, but anyway.
I should know.
Yes. I have a €5 pizza coin with a pizza on it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know they did a €5 coin, to be fair.
They do larger ones as like commemorative coins, don't they?
And of course my €5 silver Nutella coins.
Nutella.
Yes. Silver.
Oh, like the Maria Theresia towers.
No. Like Nutella as in chocolate.
Oh.
Chocolate spread.
Yeah.
Right.
That's mad. What did you mention there, Rob?
Maria Theresia towers.
Go on, I don't even know what that is. Is that a special
The
type of
bullion
euro?
coin, Yeah, Austrian, Austro-Hungarian originally. They were all minted with 1788 on them, but that was the year Maria Theresia died. Not when they were actually made, as some people believe, but they were a very popular bullion coin. They kept making them because they were widely accepted, so they didn't want to change the design and risk people not accepting them, and that's where the dollar term comes from. Thaler, dollar. It got corrupted.
Really?
Now the brain from envy exploded.
Yeah, definitely. But it's so cool. All these little things that we just take for granted, and yet there's always a backstory behind it all. Yeah, amazing. Man, and who was that
Words.
lady? I presume it was a lady that you're talking about.
She was the queen consort, basically. She was said to be the most beautiful woman alive at the time, but that's probably because, well, looking at the coin, I'd probably disagree, but she's. If you at the time, if you disagreed, you'd probably end up with your head on the block. So that probably had something to do with it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Benton is half cut, so Benton's having a good time on Friday night, which is cool. Lots of people talking about different pennies and half pennies. I didn't realise people were so interested in. It's interesting. My little world has always been around gold and silver bullion, really, and I'm only just getting to that little bit of interest in coinage as a rule. But it's when you have conversations like this, and I observe other conversations, especially on TSE's channel, it's amazing how many people are interested in it. Fair play, it's great, absolutely great.
You find that you start talking about anything, and you'll foresee people have their own little niches and things that they know, things that they're interested in, and it just all comes out and combines at times.
I like what Dave just said. Pete says to make them round, they put them in a square box and you eat them as a triangle. Bizarre. It's true though. But yeah, you're right, Rob. Really interesting. What would be your favourite I think we've already asked that, haven't we? Your favourite design. Oh, have we asked you what your favourite design would be on any particular coin? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to think. That's a
Sorry.
difficult question because there are so many varied designs. A design that I don't actually own, but I like the look of, is there's a series, and I think it was Austria made 25 euro coins, and they've got a series of silver niobium bimetallic coins in they're anodized to different colors, and there's different ones for different technologies, and they just did a really good job of how they set them out, made them. They just look very pretty, but they're very expensive especially compared to the metal content.
Okay. Do you know about those, Michael?
Yes. And I tend to stay away from them because the premium is too high. I think they do one a year in the series. I think.
So what's the biggest euro coin they do? Obviously, now I know there's a 25 euro one. You were saying, Rob?
Yeah, that was those.
Well, it goes high up because some countries do gold coins, so it will be a few €100.
How does that work with the ECB though? That's what I've always wondered. Because obviously there's different allotments of how many euros different countries can print or make, and then
Well, currency in the Eurozone only coins from 1 cent to, well, even that is not right. Only 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent, €1, €2 are legal tender
right,
in the whole Eurozone. And then each country has options to mint different denominations, but they are only valid in the country they are issued. So the Philharmonic
yes,
is, I think even any has a Philharmonic coin, right? It's a €1.50 coin, €1.50. So it's a random denomination, and that's in theory only valid in Austria. So if a country wants to mint a gold coin, yeah, they can. I don't know. I'm sure France has pretty big gold coins with a few €100 on it.
right. So they're not legal tender throughout the whole Eurozone, they're just within the country. So a German gold coin
Yes,
is only
yes,
legal tender within Germany, yeah.
yes.
That makes sense, because I had been wondering that.
Now, dare I even mention notes? Do you do notes?
Collect notes?
Or collect notes, yeah.
No.
No.
Well, €0 notes.
I can't believe they do a €0, yeah.
Only ones I accidentally get in lots from auctions and such. I get a few, I don't still know what to do with them half the time.
I've been tempted to buy some, the shilling notes. Excuse me. Yeah, the shilling notes. And I might try and get a few of the pound ones. That's only purely because it's obviously I'm 60 years of age, so all that stuff was around, I'm not sure about the shilling notes. There might have been maybe when I was a wee baby. Yeah, they look quite pretty, and the only reason why I got into that is when the new King Charles notes come out. I've been trying to put some really nice ones to one side, just for the kiddies, for later on down the line. They just look really nice when you put them out, if they're in really good condition.
The ones that can look quite nice are the ones that are in charms. You still find them, like charms that were supposed to be worn on a charm bracelet. They were made ones with pound notes and such already inserted into like a little glass tube, silver end caps, and the idea was that if you'd have that money as for an emergency. But there's still like quite a few around.
I didn't know that either. Well, oh crikey, that must be quite a big charm then.
No, they sort of roll it and fold it down into a tiny little
Like a,
tube.
yeah, wow.
I will shoot off you two. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Thank you for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
having me.
Yeah, nice talking
Ta-ta.
to you.
Always in education. And I'm pleased you're well. Oh, he's gone. No, it's fascinating. How'd you find coming on? Is this the first time you've done this, Rob?
Yeah, for
Yeah. How'd you
YouTube
find it?
videos. To tell the truth, anxious as hell. To have an audience of little bits of texts.
It is weird. yeah, it's very, being live is very different to just doing your own recording. But to be fair, I still get anxious before I start anything because I start overthinking things half the time, and it takes me a little while just to settle myself down. And that's a good thing for me to realise, because then I will really try and make whoever comes on just to try and make them feel at home and, you know, not under any pressure. But yeah, it's cool. That's a massive step, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Because the next time, it shouldn't be as bad for you if you ever want to do it again, type thing. Have you got a channel or anything?
Not yet, no.
No. Is it something you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Along the same sort of subject or something
Probably
completely
silver,
different?
gold, coins, that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, your knowledge is yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool to get people on that are really, I don't know, like, fluent in what they've learned, and I find that fascinating, because there's certain things certain people say at certain times, and it just makes, if it makes me think, um, then I really do enjoy the conversation a lot.
Yeah, just the conversations I've had in Stacker Social and just through the text with different people, TSC and others, it's all been every sort of day you've learned something new.
Yeah, 100%. It's some fascinating collection
Things you wish you
of.
hadn't learnt at times, but
There's always that.
yeah.
There's always going to be that. I think that's just normal in life, full stop, you know. Full stop. How long have you been on Stacker Social? Been around that for long?
Now there's a question. I think actively only a few months. A few, and then maybe if I think I was lurking for a few months before then, just to try and get a idea of how things work.
Had you used this? Oh, by the way, you're getting a lot of support from the chat at the moment, which is really cool.
No, thank you. It does mean a lot to have that support.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people would like you to have a channel talking about that sort of stuff. So there you go. You've got an instant audience.
Right, no pressure then.
No pressure. No pressure, Rob. No, that's really cool. Sorry, what was you saying a second ago before I interrupted you?
I was just saying, but before I did lurk for quite a while, trying to get an idea of the culture and idea of how things worked. Times.
Had you used Discord before for anything?
Yes. Not very actively, I have to say. It's often if different places have their help channels and such on Discord. I never actually particularly liked. I have to be honest, I never particularly liked Discord as software. I'm still not that much of a fan of how the layout is compared to how traditional forums worked, but it's with any sort of social thing, it's the people rather than the software that makes something work, even if the software is a bit janky.
100%. It is all about the people. You can have the greatest, I suppose, software package in the world to use, but if the people don't use it, or the people aren't using it in the context of what it's been built to do, then it doesn't make the experience very nice, does it, for the end user? So I agree with you 100% that the people, and I don't know whether you've noticed this, I've never heard of Discord before, or before all of this. And I've struggled personally to get my head around it, but I get it 100%. And it's as frustrated as this old git gets with technology. It's the people that keep me there, which is testimony to what's been built, really.
Absolutely is. The software Discord I'm still dislike, but people make it worth tolerating the software at time most of the time.
Yeah, 100%. There's always opportunity. Like from what I observe, there's always an opportunity to suit everyone's need, which to me can then make it a little bit messy because we've all got our own individual needs, but at least the actual software allows you to adapt, and it allows people to adapt how they want to interact, I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's different ways, and it's, as you say, it's messy to deal with how everyone differently wants to use it, and I suppose it's a reflection of real life being quite messy as well. So
Yeah, bravo to that. That's a great way of looking at it, really. But yeah, it's really cool. But you're getting a lot of love in the chat, dude, which is cool.
no, we only sacrifice the occasional Valcambi.
Valcambi, go on, sorry. What does that mean?
Valcambi, the little 1 gram silver bars you get given on Whatnot in those giveaways and.
Oh, right, okay. Have you got any 1 grammers?
Yeah, they seem to breed. I've never bought one, but you end up with them through sitting on Whatnot, waiting to get in the giveaways, or whatever you do. It seems they just come along and you end up with a dozen of them, even if no matter what you do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've got a couple that I feature on my Whiskey Wednesday every week. So, I was going to ask you something then, I don't know where it was. Oh, it was so relevant. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry, just continuing about Discord and Stacker Social. Yeah, I've watched it, lurked around in it. Everyone knows I like lurking around, but I love to observe patterns and what's going on, because I have a tendency to probably learn a lot better if I shut up, although I'm talking a lot at the moment. It's really been fascinating to watch how it's just developed and it's growing, and the different things that you can do on there is almost like a little like I love the creative side of life, and yeah, it's fascinating how it's just changing all the time, and adapting to how people want to interact on it. That's what really stands out for me.
Yeah, it's just, as you say, fascinating just how what's as a piece of technology is not much more than a glorified internet chat room can build a community that is so complicated.
Yeah, because you're dealing with life complications as well, aren't you? In that interaction.
Yeah.
That's great. Fair play. Is there anything you'd like to ask me? And if anyone else wants to jump in, I'm not going to stay up. I'll probably stay up till about 10. If anyone wants to quickly jump in, I will just put the link in the chat again. There we go. Bang. Yeah, is there anything you want to ask me?
What is the oldest coin you own then?
Ah, what a damn good question, and I'm going to really mess this up. don't know, but I do know. I bought, I think, 5 old Romany type coins. Some are dated BC, some are dated very early AD. I don't know what they're called. I think one of them's called a widow's something. Someone might be able to help me in the chat. But yeah, I've got them slabbed and I've got them in Cobra's auction, and I just thought it would be really cool in my backdrop to have something that related to something that was very old.
Right. You say Roman coins?
Yeah, I'm sure they're Roman. One of them's called a widow's something. I can't remember. That was. I haven't got them to hand because I'm actually indoors and I've got a studio out in the garden.
Right.
And all my stuff's over in the studio. Widows? Might. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Widows might. Yeah, I think I have heard.
Might?
I have heard that before. I know very little about Roman coins, but that does sound right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're tiny and they're slabbed, and obviously they've got them. It was just, I just wanted something that was really, really old. I can't remember how much I paid for them. Cobra had a few of them on his auction that he managed to grab hold of, and I thought, yeah, I'd like those. Just to look at them and just think, wow, what have you been up to, coin? You know, so yeah, that'd be cool.
Looks like from the chat, BBA's just said, yeah, that sounds. Yes, they were Roman, so it sounds like you were right about the name.
Yeah, they're the oldest ones I've got. Yeah, nothing any. Yeah, which are quite old to be fair.
Yeah, that is old.
Yeah, quite old. So that's really cool. And yourself?
Myself? Now I've got to check the date on this.
It sounds like you've got them in front of you.
Fortunately, I was sorting through some coins, so I do have it. Yeah, it was a halfpenny from Edward III.
Oh wow.
Is 1327 to 77.
Gee, man, well, that's old.
Yeah. And the weird situation was it got it from Whatnot.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was a seller called Youngsy on there was selling some, but he stopped selling them because they weren't going for anywhere near what they should go for, basically, because Whatnot is perhaps not the best place to sell that coin's that old.
That's what I was going to ask you. You just reminded me. What's your experience and I can't think of the word I want to ask. Impression of Whatnot. Do you think it's a good place, Robert, or not? Sounds like you use it a lot.
Yeah, I do too much at times. There's a lot of good sellers on there. There are decent sellers and a lot of decent people on there. I think I could literally think I've only had issues twice with people on there at all, and really only one was particularly the seller's issue. But other than that, there's some great sellers on there. There's Youngsy's taking a break, Haven, and there's others. The only problem is that there does seem to be more and more the gambling shows taking over and having not as many actual auctions, and fewer and fewer people are doing the proper auctions. So
if anyone can hear my wife in the background, she's trying to get a can. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I've had that before. I used to have a cat, so yeah.
Bless. Interesting. Right, we've got a few questions coming up in the chat. So we can ask you and me the same question. Self-Audience said, if you could only ever own and stack one silver coin, stroke round, what would it be and why? I can go first or you can, it's up to you.
I'll let you go first, I think.
Me? Okay,
I think.
Absolutely really cool question. And I would be torn between two, but obviously I've got to choose one. Well, the two that I'm having difficulty with would be the Perth-Mini Kookaburras and the Britannias. I have got a complete run of Britannias, date run of Britannias in the 1 ounce, 1 ounce coin. And I'm a great, well, one, I'm from the UK. Two, I like the design changes. Some of the design, especially 2010, love that design. 2001, really unique design, quite rare, well, as in vintage wise. So yeah, they all look good together. So I'll probably pick the Britannias for me, and that's the reason why.
I think Britannias would probably be my second choice. I am trying to get a design run of those, but that starts to get expensive with the later dates when they're only made in alternate designs in proofs. I think I'd cheat a little and say crowns, silver crowns. Simply because there's such a huge variety of silver crowns that you could never get them all.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you think it's worth dipping my toe into crowns, having a look around?
At times they're less commercial. People don't seem to like 925 sterling silver for some reason. When personally I prefer it. It's stronger. It's a lot more. They made coins in 925 for a long time because it's a lot more resistant to wear than it is than pure silver is.
Very good point. Does it tarnish?
Yeah, obvious. Yeah, all silver will
Yeah.
tarnish. Yeah.
Interesting. So we've got Britannias in one camp and crowns in another. Good question there. It's an interesting question. I really struggle with things like that because I'm a massive Perth-Mini fan. Absolutely massive. I love the Perth-Mini. If someone ever asked me what's my favourite mint, it would always be the Perth-Mini, 100%. For me personally. So I did find it difficult when someone asked me that question. I'm looking for this other question.
Yeah.
CPM, I'm going to subscribe. Really enjoyed this, and I hope you don't do more. Plus, we need Rob on more streams. 100%, man. He's broken the duck now. He's going to be in demand by the looks of it, Rob. And someone else is like Benson's. I want Benson's to come on to. Rob Toast is smashing it at the moment. Really enjoying this information. He needs a YouTube channel. See, you got a massive, just got a fan base, dude. Someone else talks about what not. There's another question here somewhere. What have I done with that? Sorry. Oh, here we go. Benson's Coins said, if you could collect anything else but silver, gold, Bitcoin, because they know I like my Bitcoin, what would it be? And you can go first on this one.
In a way, that's easy because I've collected a lot of things in my life. So I already said cameras, and fountain pens was something that I collected, and multi-tools. Leatherman type tools at one point I collected.
Okay.
They can be just as fascinating.
Yeah. One thing I've always wanted to do but never done because of how big they can be and how much space they could be is, believe it or not, this sounds crazy, but knives. Different designs of knives. I've always thought that if you display certain knives in a certain way, they can be really cool. So that's something that would be interesting, but I'd also like to get back into stamps. As a kid, my parents, aunts, uncles, not that I was overly interested at the time, always used to buy first day covers, stamps when they come out, and bits and pieces, and I've got an album, and every now and then I get it out, and I think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, could get back into that, I suppose. But I'm too addicted to gold and silver, especially silver.
Yeah, knives can get expensive, and I assume stamps can get expensive.
Yeah.
Philately will get you nowhere.
Sorry?
Philately will get you nowhere. It's
No.
just an old joke I heard once.
Yeah. But I don't know, or swords maybe. I know TSE gets swords out every now and then. I just think, oh, that's really cool, but it's just room, isn't it? You need a lot of room to display them. If not, they just sit in the corner, or that's what would end up with me. They would just sit in the corner.
Yeah, you'd end up with them just sitting in an umbrella stand or something.
Yeah. I managed to get, is it a katana, silver katana off a Cobra, which every now and then I get out, that looks really cool. And I've seen the, obviously, a few guys collect the stackables, and there's, I don't know, balls this up, but there's like swords for the today mint. They all look really super impressive. The detail on them looks unbelievable.
Those are a really good example of where I think sterling silver would be a lot better. You look at those swords, they would make lovely letter openers, but they're made of pure silver instead of sterling silver, so they're going to be weak and damaged very easily. If they were sterling silver, they wouldn't need to be kept in capsules. You could use them as letter openers if you wanted to. But
That's a good point.
actually become functional objects. They would make the best, lovely, beautiful, best letter openers I've seen. But
well, there's another collection, isn't there? Letter openers. There's just so much, isn't there?
yeah, I've got a collection of those. It sort of ends up, if you can't collect fountain pens and such, you end up collecting letter openers and things that go with it.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. You need a YouTube channel, dude. I want to see what you talk about and got. I think we might have to do a petition. Put you under pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say no pressure here or anything.
A few people have commented on whatnot, their likes and dislikes. What's the part? I thought she was trying to get you back in the house. That's the cat nerd. Obviously the cat was out on these sort of nights. He likes to stay around outside for as long as he doesn't stay out all night. He always comes in, but he is in now. So she's calling him.
Best to keep them at nights.
So I did?
It's best to keep them in at nights with foxes and such.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because we've got the foxes and everything around here.
Yeah.
Oh, let me
A few
just
people
see.
have commented on the, as you say, the whatnot and the spin shows where it's just, you lose so much money easily on those.
What, sorry?
There's whatnot spin shows, the spin the wheel type things. You can lose so much money on those so easily.
How do they work, dude? I've heard people talking about them.
There's a few different ones, but usually it's because they changed it from spin the wheels, and there's a few different ones. Like quite often there'll be, usually The sort of simplest format is where everyone buys a slot. So you've got 15 slots, and you buy a slot for £8-10,
Wow.
and so there's 15 slots. The winner gets, say, 1 ounce of silver. Everyone else gets a gram. So that's you've got. You can just lose so much money doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
There's other ones where, I mean, some of them it's a gram of, everyone gets a gram of silver apart from one person gets a gram of gold. Again, it's just gambling. At the end of the day, it is gambling, and
The house always wins.
yeah,
I've got 2 chats open. I've just caught Silver audience. I think leaving. Is he leaving? Yeah. Thank you for joining us anyway, dude. Really appreciated it. Big fan of yours by the looks of it. Well, there's a few people mentioning crowns. People have mentioned some of the oldest crowns they have. I love a good twin lens. Don't know what.
twin lens reflex camera. It's a type of camera where you have 2 lenses. The top one is the one you look through.
Alright, okay.
It's connected to the lower taking lens where the shutter is. It's an early type of camera that's like a box, looks like a box, and you look down into it. Yeah.
Okay, someone's asked another question. DJ Trickster Stacks. What was your first silver coin you ever bought and how much did it cost? Do you want to go on me?
I have to confess, I couldn't remember.
No, I can't remember. I know mine was a Britannia because I just wanted to get into stacking at a certain point, and just Britannias. One thing I didn't do, like a lot of people did, was I never went to the Royal Mint at the beginning, ever. I've only bought a few things at the Royal Mint, that was a bit later on for some collection pieces that I like. But lots of people are introduced normally. Excuse me. Actually, I've just lied. If we actually count, the first silver coin that I ever bought was for my daughter, which was a maple from Bullion by Post. But that wasn't mine. My first one was obviously a Britannia, and I think I bought it from Atkinson's, and I probably paid, let me think, I want to say 19 or 20 pounds, 21 pounds, something like that. And that was second hand. It wasn't brand new until I got really stupidly involved with it all. That was mine, and you can't remember?
First coin I actually bought myself. No, I honestly couldn't remember. I'm guessing it was probably a silver crown of some sort, one of the commemorative ones that I picked up because I liked it, or that it was cheaper, but yeah, then at least that's, there was older ones I got earlier, but they were gifts.
Yeah. Cool. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, self-award did go. Been a pleasure, CPM. Rob, I've got a few things to do, so I'm going offline. Good night. A lot of people talking about knives.
Seems to go together with silver. People like knives, like silver, often.
Yeah. But obviously, if you want to start collecting things like that, I think someone mentioned there's a problem if you want to try and get import stuff like knives into the country. Might be a bit difficult.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes in the post system, how you have to have things sent in age-verified postage and such.
Definitely. 365 Days of Silver has been entered twice already this month, with my first entry is hidden and only 2 people have found it so far. Cool. Did you know I'm doing a challenge on my channel?
Don't remember knowing about it.
Yeah, on my Whiskey Wednesday, my channel's called Creative Precious Metals. And as you can guess from the title, I love to be creative in like my photography, really love my photography. And being creative with my hands is my job and bits and pieces anyway. But I thought, I know a lot of people do giveaways, and I come up with an idea of trying to encourage people to put videos together that in a more creative way about anything. So I decided, I think March was the first month, to run, I would give away an ounce of silver every month for the rest of the year, and people can create during that month a video in a creative format, whatever they see as creative, and there's no rules. And then at the end of the month, in the Whiskey Lounge in Stacker Social.
Yes, I have seen it now. You say that. Yes, I have seen it there.
Yeah, I put a list of people that have entered, and people from the community can then vote on which person and video they would like to win for that month. So it's really cool because, you know, it works out. I'm giving away 10 ounces, and then there's a yearly thing I'm going to do at the end of the year. But it's just really cool to get people thinking outside of the box a little bit, and maybe try and put things together in a bit more of a creative way. And I'm really enjoying seeing what people are putting together. It's like Coin News just won this month, so he did hunting for dragons with a drone, and he's done some really lovely sort of drone footage at the beginning of the video, and then it sort of rushes into some dragon coins that he's was showing. So it's got creativity like that. So yeah, that's what 365 was going on about.
Right. It's very generous to you to give away silver like that to try and encourage creativity.
Yeah, it's just something different, really. Just to encourage people to be, you know, get away from the noise and the norm and try and do something different. And always keep that creative mind going, rather than getting bogged down into just one way of doing stuff. And it's entertaining for everybody as well. More than anything, it's all a bit of fun. There's a little bit of an incentive, but it's better than just giving it away. It's got, you know, almost forcing people to almost do something for it, rather than just give it away in the first place. And some of those ounces of silver are really nice as well.
Yeah, not just hitting the confetti cannon button.
Yeah, exactly. I think someone said that in the comments. That's what they really enjoyed about it, you know. So, which I've done in the past, done a few giveaways, but yeah, it's just really cool, and you know, quite a few people are taking it up, and it's really cool to see. I've seen a couple of videos. There's been 2 posted for this month already. I haven't checked out anything recently over the past couple of days, but they're well creative, really, you know, nice surprises in there, and just something different, which is cool. And that's what 365 was on about.
Right.
More than anything. I think that's it on the chat wise, mate. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Say, hopefully you've enjoyed. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on. I know it's one of the hardest things in the world to do. Well, it's not one of the hardest. There's lots of hard things to do, which are way harder than this. But I know it's difficult to actually jump on and do it, but you've done yourself proud there, dude. You've educated me so much. You've educated a lot of people in the chat with so much. I had no idea where this conversation would go. I had no idea if anyone would join me. So I always appreciate anybody coming on, and I've really enjoyed the conversation, dude.
Didn't expect it to last quite this long, I have to admit.
It goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Goes quick. I mean, I've been running for, what, 2 hours, 45 minutes now, and you've been on for quite a while now. And you've lost us totally in your knowledge, which has been absolutely brilliant. So is there anything else you want to say?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to wrap up things. Thank you. I'm just going to say thank you very much to everybody in the chat that's come along. Hopefully that's filled that little void while the big fella's been away. We'll probably try and do the same thing next Friday, and then it's all back to the big fella when he comes back after that. But I've really enjoyed it. I'm well pleased you come on, dude, and took that step, and hopefully that might encourage other people to do the same.
Yeah, he doesn't bite on us too much anyway.
And I really, really sincerely like it if I don't have to say too much. I just want to listen to people and their passion and their journeys in doing stuff, and that's where I get well and truly loads of enjoyment out of that, and seeing people come on for the first time and support them in that process and get some confidence behind them, and it looks like all we're going to do is expect a channel from you now.
Yeah, let's say no pressure then.
So thank you. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Have a really good weekend. Don't forget.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, and hopefully you'll come on again. If you ever want to, it's a free space. It's an open free space that is non-judgmental, which is what I'm quite proud of doing, to be honest. Don't forget, obviously, we've got the Stat Collectors Saturday chat tomorrow night. So that fills up Saturday, and we've got this new concept on Stackers Social with Sandy Millington and Craven, Stacking with Craven, their podcast, and I think Silver Punk's on it this week, so that'll be interesting to listen to that one. So thank you everybody, and thank you once again, Rob, for coming on. Really appreciate it. So take good care, look after yourselves, and see you when I see you. Take care.